Hi, my name is Yasmin Ajuz, and I'm here to talk about my horror short film titled For Worse. So, after a young engaged couple comes back from their lake trip, they fall victim to an aggressive unknown virus the week prior to their wedding. So, scene opens up. Philip and Libby are in a lake with beautiful trees and nature around, splashing each other, having fun. Something to know about Libby is that she is 6 weeks pregnant, and her and Philip decided to move their wedding 2 months prior because Libby's family is extremely conservative and she doesn't want her parents to know that she's pregnant before the wedding. Once Libby and Philip return back home from their lake trip, Philip opens up the discussion that maybe it would be best if they waited before having a child. Libby is completely offended by this comment. She is very against terminating pregnancies. As you know, her family is conservative, so she's probably adopted some of those traits. For the sake of argument, Philip apologizes and ends the argument because he doesn't want to deal with it. The next day, Libby arrives home with her wedding dress and Philip's tuxedo. She comes looking for Philip, sees him crouched on the toilet, extremely ill. She feels that he has a fever, so she runs to the kitchen to go get him medicine. And before she gets up, she completely loses her balance and her sight and thinks it's a head rush. So once she gets back her balance, she goes to the pantry, is rummaging through pill bottles, and her vision is going in and out, and she can't get a clear focus on the medicine she's looking at. Once her focus comes in, boom, she sneezes, blood goes all over the pill tray. She is completely taken aback, but she just starts wiping it. She assumes she's had a bloody nose and just coincidentally sneezed. She doesn't want to come to terms with the fact that she is falling ill very soon before her wedding. She thinks if she ignores it, it'll go away. So she wipes off the blood, and then when she goes back to the room to find Philip, he looks even worse than usual. He's pale, his hair is almost completely drenched from sweating. So she starts to see that the corners of his mouth are very chapped and bloodied almost. So she puts his arm around her, she carries him to bed, and then she goes to wash off. As Libby gets out of the shower, her back is turned to the audience, and you see lesions and sores all over her back. She puts her clothes on. She doesn't notice the sores. She's putting on moisturizer in her mirror, and she could start to see that the corners of her mouth are slowly chapped and starting to crack. She just attributes it to the hot weather. She then takes a Q-tip and starts cleaning out her ears. When she takes out the Q-tip, the cotton bud is soaked in blood. This freaks her out. Now she's starting to get a little bit scared. So she drops the Q-tip in the sink and then starts to twitch. Involuntary twitch. Involuntary twitch. She is now frightened. She thinks it shivers at first, but they keep coming. Now her own body is against her and it's working against her, and she has no control over her movements. She runs to go find Philip, sees him sleeping, takes off his blanket to wake him up, and sees that there is blood oozing from his t-shirt in a little bit of an area. So she runs back to the bathroom to get a first aid kit, and then looks in the mirror and starts to see that she's having blood peeking out through her t-shirts. Turns around, sees spots all over her back too. Now she's officially freaked out, runs back to the bedroom, does not find Philip, looks for him, turns left, right, screams his name. He's not around. She turns around and boom, Philip is right there standing in front of her. Bloodshot eyes, ooze, cracked pus dripping from his mouth, non-responsive. Philip, she says, Philip, no response. He immediately lunges at her neck and starts eating her, and she starts screaming. She falls to the ground. He continues to savagely attack her until she stops screaming. So Philip gets up, starts to twitch, wipes his mouth, twitch, walks out the door, and then you see the newspaper on their front doorstep says massive sewage dump strikes local lake. Thank you so much for listening to my pitch. I appreciate you for listening.